351! 351! Rover, sit! Hut! Hut!
He seems to have some difficulty letting go of the game.
It is all over.
Yeah, man.
It is. Eric, you know what? I am so excited. I am elated, man. I am. I'm
Really?
very happy and I'm very, very excited. I am. I am, man. I am. I don't know how you're feeling, but me over here, it's all smiles and tears of joy, man.
You got there some hot cocoa or what?
No, I got me some lemon water this time. I didn't want to force it, even though it is starting to cool off a little bit more. But I'll tell you this. I am so happy that this season is over.
Really?
I couldn't be any happier. I really honestly couldn't be any happier. I said last week that my level of excitement for this Super Bowl was like a 6.5-ish. And I was being generous. And I'm gonna be honest, man. For it being Super Bowl, Eric, I didn't really hear much excitement. I didn't really, for like previous Super Bowls, I hear more Super Bowl talk. This time around, it seemed a little dull. Like Super Bowl week didn't seem like Super Bowl week. It seemed a little bit dull. I didn't run into a lot of Super Bowl conversation like I usually do while I'm out trucking it.
Mm-hmm.
It just yeah, man, it just like the feeling, the pump up feeling just seemed a little dull, man. I don't know if you caught that or not.
I think I know why.
Okay.
I have a feeling why. It's because we knew that one team was clearly better than the other one. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think that had a lot to do with the hype and all that to the Super Bowl because we kind of knew going in who was the better team. It was just more of who was the better team that exact day. I guess that was the somewhat of anticipation. That's my theory on it all, or maybe just the hype just wasn't good enough. I don't know.
And not just that, but had the roles been reversed, I think there would have been more people that would have jumped on the Seahawk bandwagon if they were the underdog. It's like, hey man, yeah, just jump on the Hawks bandwagon because they're the underdog, right? I was having a tough time doing it. I'm like, you know what?
Ain't nobody feeling sorry for the Patriots, man.
Right.
Come on. They almost got you. They almost got you.
Hey, they're close, man. They're close. They're close.
I never felt sorry for the Patriots. All right. In my lifetime, I've seen them do nothing but win Super Bowls outside of what, 5 to 6 years? Like, come on, man. Just take a little break for a little while, for a couple decades, even New England, because you had your shine. All right. You had your reign of terror for 20 years?
And not to mention they're cheating. Not to mention the deflate gate, not to mention the spy gate, them cheating throughout those years as well. So, since they were the little underdog, I don't think anybody was really finding it in their heart, a place in their heart to root for them. So, yeah, I just, the excitement level wasn't really there. I didn't really tune in too much to the pre-show. I don't know. How much pre-show did you tap into?
On the exact day, 0. During Super Bowl week, typically in the mornings, before work, stuff like that. That's really the only time I watch that type of stuff. So I would say just then. But as far as like the weekend, stuff like that, I didn't watch any of it, to be real with you.
Look, the day of, I did not watch a single second, not 1 second, man. I pretty much just did everything I needed to do right up to about kickoff, man. I went to go watch it right here down the street, and it takes I don't know, like 2.5 minutes to walk there. So I got there right when they're getting ready for the coin flip, pretty much. Oh, I'm sorry, no, the national anthem. I got there to see Charlie Puth on the keyboards, which he did a good job. Let's get into the Super Bowl now, man. So
All right.
he did a good job. I don't have a problem with Charlie. All right. You did a good job. And as a keyboard guide myself, okay. All right.
I know where he's going with this, by the way, guys. I know where he's going with this. Okay, but I'll let you cook. I'll let you cook. I'll let you talk.
I did around with the keyboards myself, man. Okay. So part of me, I was like, hey, from one keyboard guy to another. Okay. All right. I was like, okay, just a little bit there. And he did a pretty good job. The flyover, the choice of the aviation planes that they chose was badass. Okay. But again, why are you choosing a man to sing the Star Spangled Banner? It should always be sung by a woman. It will never be topped, man. Than if a woman sings it. When they said Charlie Puth, I said, look, you know what? That was probably one of the best choices you could have made when it comes to a male, but it's not going to top a woman singing it, Eric. So that already kind of, I'm not going to say put me in a bad mood, but I was just like, gosh, but that flyover was great. That flyover was really damn good. But what do you think about Charlie Puth over there on this keyboard, man?
I'm going to be real with you.
Mm.
I didn't see the national anthem.
Oh, okay.
Before anything starts, I didn't see the national anthem and I didn't see the halftime show. I was too busy playing Undisputed, the boxing game, during those times. So I'm just being real with you. So I can't give like a full breakdown on it because I didn't watch it, man. So,
okay.
I mean, I know he's a talented singer. That's what I know.
Yeah. He is. I give him that. And he did as good as a job as a man. He did good for a man.
Okay.
He did good for a man, but it doesn't top a woman singing the national anthem. Did you get to watch the coin flip?
I did.
Okay.
It was wasn't it heads?
It was heads. It was heads. It was heads, man. So I was like, okay, all right. Somebody wants some money on that. So let's get to the actual game here, Eric. Okay. Yeah, I know, man. I think we're probably gonna have a better time just talking about like the production and all that stuff, man. Because the game itself, especially the first half, I'm not even really sure what there is to talk about. What was your takes away from the first half? Was it just bad offense? Was it incredible defense? What was going on, man?
It was definitely incredible defense from the Seattle side. For New England, they played good defense. It was also Seattle's inability of finishing drives because they had three field goals in the first half, right? It was 9-0 at the half. It was pretty much a snooze fest that first half, man. But it's kind of what a lot of people expected, which is another reason why I think there wasn't that much hype to it. Because when you get two really good defenses, there's a good chance you're not going to get many points. And that's what we saw in the first half. So, I mean, a lot of people don't like that type of style of football. I know a lot of people like the super high scoring, quarterbacks throwing for over 350 yards, stuff like that. I enjoy defensive games too, but there was just the flow of the game was just kind of boring, man. I don't know.
What was it, 9-0 in the half, or was it 12? 12-0.
I think it was 9-0.
Okay, well, it was one of those. Now, like you, I actually do enjoy defense when there's some good defense. Look, I'm gonna say this, man. Uh, um, uh, what's his name? The Gonzalez kid for the Patriots.
Christian Gonzalez.
Christian Gonzalez. Hey, man, I'll tell you, man, that kid can play.
Yeah.
Man, that boy can play, man. When he stuck his whole body out there and just, he's just slapping balls out of the air. That guy can play. Damn it, that guy's gonna be a future Hall of Famer if he keeps going. I like defensive games when it's good defense. But yeah, the flow of this game was it was bad. It was slow. It was just, gosh darn it, man. Now, it did have that feeling going into the half, or not even going into the half, but even like midway into the second quarter, it had a feeling where it's like, wow, like the Seahawks should be winning by a lot. They were getting to Drake May. They were breaking through that old line and getting to Drake May. And I couldn't help think, Eric, wow, man, you know what? If Drake were on the Seahawks team, man, they would have blown him out. The game would have been over by halftime, man. I do believe that. Oh, I do believe that. Yes. To me, honestly, Drake May better than Sammy D. Okay, I do believe that. However, it's a team sport, though. It's a team sport. And not to say that Sammy D's a bad quarterback. He's not a bad quarterback. I said it. He's a good quarterback on a great team. So, he definitely does his part. But I think Drake May, he's the future, man. He's definitely the future.
I tell you this, Sam Darnold earned his stripes this season. Okay. He was over there in New Jersey playing for the Jersey Jets, seeing ghosts on the field. All right, which is practically every New Jersey Jet quarterback to play for the Jets since I don't even know. Since what, Joe Namath? I mean, they've had a terrible time finding quarterbacks over there in New Jersey.
Hey, the Sanchinator.
He had success. He definitely had success. Okay. Oh, we'll go since Mark Sanchez then. Before the butt fumble.
Before the butt fumble. Yeah.
You got to make that emphasis. Before the butt fumble. Okay. Then he goes off. I believe he went to Santa Clara after that. Something like, I don't know. He went through a couple of teams. Then he went to Minnesota. Had a good season. Okay, they went 14-3. But then they lost their last two games pretty bad. And Sam Darnold had two pretty bad games at the end of that stretch. So then we're saying he can't get it done when it matters most. We saw it in college. Now we're seeing it in the NFL once again. Then you got this year. Does the same thing. Goes 14-3. Wins a few big games for the division, to win the division. One against the Rams, one against the Niners. Although I guess the one against the Niners, that was a very defensive game, so I don't know how much credit you want to put there, but he still won the game. Postseason run, they beat the Niners, they beat the Rams. Oddly, they played the two rivals once again. Earned his stripes against the Rams for sure. No doubt. Had probably the best game of his career against the Rams. This game against the Patriots in the Super Bowl, I don't know. I mean, he did all right. I don't think he, lit it out of the park or anything like that, but I think he did good, and he did good enough for the team to win, obviously. But nonetheless, he still earned the stripes by winning a Super Bowl, and he's the first quarterback out of a stacked 2018 class of quarterbacks to win a Super Bowl. I believe Lamar Jackson and Baker Mayfield are a part of that draft class. And to think a few years back, who would have thought that it would have been Sam Darnold to get that first Super Bowl? I think Josh Allen was a part of that draft class too, I think.
Not only was it a stacked class, but he's the first USC QB to ever do it. Ever, man. So, Yeah. Shout outs to the redhead, man. Shout outs to little Sammy Di Canelo over there, man. He went ahead and got the job done. So I'm happy for that. I
Yeah.
am. I'm happy for that. I was rooting for the Seahawks. And at some point, I was just like, this is kind of sad now. Was the moment too big for Drake May? He was the one throwing picks. I remember somebody telling me, an old school dude, telling me, like, you know what's going to happen to Sammy D? I'm like, what? So he's going to revert back to what he always does. He's going to get too big for him, and he's going to start throwing some picks. You just wait and watch, kid. You just wait and watch. And I'm like, okay, well, I hope that doesn't happen. When in reality, it was the other way around. Drake May was throwing picks. Eric, was the moment too big for him? Is he just too new school? Does he need to get his feet wet a little bit first?
All right. So I'm gonna answer both of those quick. Or that was a lot of questions that you threw at me right now. But I'll answer. I believe the first one was the moment too big for Sam Darnold. All right. They don't necessarily need to rely on Sam Darnold either. You know what I mean? Because when he was with USC, they kind of needed to rely on him. You could say the same thing with Minnesota potentially. The Seahawks were just have such an elite roster around them, where it's like, we don't necessarily need for you to do what you did against the Rams. We don't need that every single time out. Sure, we would love for you to do that, but that's not what we're going to rely on all the time. Because we have a good running game, we have good weapons, stuff like that. As for Drake May, and that was a rough night in Santa Clara.
It's a rough night in the office.
Very rough night. He obviously did make those 2 interceptions. He made some mistakes. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But he didn't have much protection either, and his receivers weren't getting open as well. I mean, you could say, yes, he could have probably used their legs. He's a little bit of a mobile quarterback. Maybe he should have used his legs more. That's still not going to help your receivers get open. You know what I mean? So,
and to credit, there were times that he did use his legs and get. I think he got a few first downs, but he did get some yards using his legs. Yes, there were moments.
So I understand the criticism on Drake May, but there was also not much there for him. So, and let's not make it seem like New England was like a Super Bowl favorite coming into the season. Nobody was expecting them to be there at all. And they overachieved by a mile this season.
Right.
So I expect them to get better. Maybe they could build up on the offensive line, maybe build up a couple of more weapons, receiver-wise, stuff like that. That's what they need to do this offseason. And, I mean, they're not too far off from getting a Super Bowl either. So we'll see.
Yeah, had he had a little bit better protection, he probably could have made a couple better plays. What do you think about the play calling from both sides, man? Were you impressed with any of the play callings? Were there some major screw-ups in your mind?
Not necessarily. I thought this was a pretty cleanish game. It's exactly how Seattle wanted it to go. I'm not sure how much better New England could have done. Like, seriously. Other than the mistakes offensively, but the New England Patriots defense, I'm not sure how much better you could have done against that offense, man.
Yeah, and you know what? I left satisfied, not satisfied like I was entertained, but satisfied in the sense of like there wasn't anything that the New England Patriots could have done differently. It was a wrap. That was it. It was a wrap. Obviously, turning the ball over like that obviously wasn't helping you, especially when the clock was up against you. For dang sure, it wasn't helping you, right? Because now you're fighting against the clock itself. But I just kind of left there thinking like, yeah, there was nothing else they could have done. There was nothing. If I were rooting for the Patriots, which I wasn't, I don't really know what else I would have really done, Eric. I don't really know what else I would have really like. Well, let me, maybe if they do this, maybe they do that. No, nothing was really working out for them. Nothing was really working out for them. I do, Eric, I do have a little bit of a gripe, man. I am a little upset here. Okay. All right.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. Jason Myers. Jason Myers, Eric. Okay. The Seahawks win the Super Bowl. They win it all. Okay. I don't see Jason Myers up on the podium. Nobody goes to interview him. Not that I saw. Now, maybe they did. Maybe they did. Maybe there was like some, I don't know, local Seattle station that went to interview him or something. This guy kicks and makes 5 field goals in a Super Bowl. That's right. Made them all from 1 all the way to 5. Makes them all. He's nowhere on the podium, Eric. I don't think maybe there is some sort of picture, but as the cameras are going, I don't see him holding the trophy. I don't see him anywhere. Nowhere. I don't see anybody rushing to him with a camera and with a mic. Hey, you were the one that I don't know if I'm not going to say won the game, but good gosh, you're the one that gave us some sort of action in the whole entire first half.
Okay.
Nobody acknowledged this dude at all. It's like he never existed, Eric. No interview, no camera time, wasn't up on the podium. Let's go ahead. Let's pass it to Sammy D. Let's go ahead and pass it to all the heroes. What's his name? Cup, the guy who looks like freaking Jake Paul. It kind of freaked me out a little bit. Like, what the heck? Is that Jake Paul? Good gosh, Jake Paul can do anything, I guess. Nothing on Myers. I'm like, wait, this guy, he broke the record, Eric. He broke the record. He stands alone. He broke a record. No acknowledgement. Nothing to see here. Who's Jason Myers? I don't know. He's a place kicker, man. I don't know. Hey, man, let's go ahead and let's talk to Sammy D. Let's go ahead and talk to all the champs, all the winners. Who's that guy? That's Jason Myers. Yeah. I don't know, man. That's some local channel freaking 96 in Seattle interview him over there, man, with their low budget 1988 camera and their freaking microphone over there, man. There was no acknowledgement. That was an issue that I had of mine.
I'll take it even further.
Okay.
I think he should have been a legit candidate to be the MVP of the game. Why not? Why not?
Now we're talking. As a matter of fact, the MVP, I don't think he scored a touchdown.
And Myers scored 2. Myers scored 2 with the amount of points he had.
Yeah, all with one leg. Scored 2 with one leg.
The game was such an uneventful one that I genuinely think that the kicker should have won MVP. I'm being for real. I am being for real, too. That's the crazy part.
They gave the MVP to somebody who did not score. If I'm wrong and I missed that, let me know. But they gave the MVP to somebody who did not score. Jason Myers scored. Not only did he score, he broke the record. And there is that can never happen. He got 0 camera time. After the game was over, it's like he never existed. I'm like, and I know what the NFL is doing. They are not going to give it to a kicker. Should they? Yeah, they should have. Or give it to the defense. Hey, we're giving the MVP to the whole defense. The whole defense from the linebackers to the D line to the secondary, we're giving it all to the defense. You guys go give it to the running back. This dude didn't score. I mean, he had a couple of good runs. Don't get me wrong. I understand somebody has to get the MVP. I get that part. You got to give it to somebody. It's like a horrible, Eric, gosh, awful boxing match. And it's like at the end, somebody has to win. And it's just kind of like, both of these dudes suck, man. Nobody did anything, but I guess somebody has to walk away with the victory, even though they both deserve to be like both of you guys suck, you know? And it was just kind of like, okay, but the NFL is not, they don't got the cojones to give it to a kicker because they're now saying that their product came down most valuable player to a kicker, even though it should have been, or you could have given it to the defense. You could have said the defense as a whole is going to get this MVP because it was one of those two, in my opinion, that deserved it. That was a tough Super Bowl to watch, man. Especially from all the Super Bowls that we've been getting, they've all been, you know, they're not all great, but this was one of the worst I've seen in a long time, Eric.
You know what? I want this part to get clipped. All right. Super Bowl MVP should have gone to Jason Myers. You want to know why? He scored more points than the Patriots did.
Ooh.
He scored 50. He beat the Patriots by himself.
Wow.
And
Wow.
they didn't get the only other person. I mean, there was a few, but Kenneth Walker, I guess, could have got the Super Bowl MVP. He had over 100 rushing yards. But we're talking about just straight up scoring. Jason Myers scored more points than the Pats did in the Super Bowl.
Wow.
That should say it all.
Powerful stuff, man. Powerful stuff. But like I said, no camera time. I didn't look into it, but there's got to be a picture with him holding up the Vince Lombardi trophy. There has to be, but because on camera after the game, as they're passing it around, they did not pass it up to him. He did not get his hands on it, man, on that field. Maybe once everything was said and done and everybody already celebrated and everybody already slobbered on it and how all the Gatorade and everything, maybe then he was able to come out and enjoy it for himself. But I was just like, good gosh, man, that is unfortunate. That I felt bad for him. So outside of that, Eric, I mean, I don't even really know what to cover other than the fact that game was over, man. Going into the fourth, there was still, if you still had an ounce of hope and you still believed a little bit going into the fourth quarter, it's like, okay, look, if everything goes right for the Pats, which obviously it didn't, they still had time. They still had a chance.
Yeah.
But I mean, that chance withered away like in the first 5 to 7 minutes, and it's just like kind of like, yeah, no, it's just not gonna happen. Those last few minutes, Eric, it was tough. It was tough to watch. Listen, where I went to go watch it, right? It's right on a major street. It wasn't jam-packed, but there was a nice little decent crowd. Man, I'll tell you, by the end of the game, Eric, I'm talking about by the end of the game, it was myself and another couple that was sitting behind me. That was it. That place was empty. There was 3 of us in that whole place. And I'm not talking about, just outside the patio. No, by that time, I already went inside because the patio was dead. It was dead. People had left. So I went inside where I'm like, okay, I like being alone, but, you know, there's a few people inside. Let me go in there and maybe I could chop it up with somebody because there's nothing to cheer for. There's nothing to cheer for. There's no action. I go inside. And lo and behold, man, like the last 4 minutes of that game, it was myself and one couple that were behind me. That place was empty. I was talking to the freaking bartender. That place was empty. This was one of the worst Super Bowls I've seen, man. It's not, I don't know if it's the worst, but it's one of the worst for dang sure. It's one of the worst in recent history. That's for dang sure.
It's up there. I don't know if I'd go as far as saying it was the worst. There's a few games I could think of. I remember the Broncos and Panthers Super Bowl being pretty boring, although it was a close game, I guess. Okay. But there wasn't really much action going on there. I
mean, I remember the Colts with Peyton Manning got blown out by the Seahawks.
That was the one I was going to bring up too. So I guess whenever Seattle wins the Super Bowl, just expect a pretty boring one, I guess, man. If it's a close game, Seattle win the Super Bowl, be worried. But if you guys have a
Well,
big lead, you're good.
well, I should just go ahead and mention this. I should just mention this. The Steelers did beat the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. All right. The Seahawks
You did.
did beat and you know what? Patriots and Seahawks, the previous time they played, that was a great Super Bowl. It was just a bad call at the end, but it was a great Super Bowl to watch. But hey, since there's not too much to cover because it wasn't that great of a game, any commercials, anything outside of the game, just the Super Bowl itself that stuck out to you?
It was just kind of bland this year, honestly. Like,
Okay.
nothing, nothing much, man. I don't know. No real commercial caught my eye. Yeah.
The last really good commercial, Super Bowl commercial for me was the John Travolta T-Mobile as he's doing the scene from Grease. He comes out
I remember
singing like
that one.
that. Yeah, that was good. That was a lot. But this one here, there credit to AI, I guess. There was a Dunkin' commercial with Ben Affleck and a couple of older actors, and they made them
Oh
look
yeah.
young. That was pretty decent. And then there was a horse. There was a Budweiser commercial. There was a pony that took care of like a little bird. You didn't know it was an eagle at the time, right? It was just a little bird, like a little chick, and like that horse raised it or something like that. And next thing you know, the horse comes to like the edge of the cliff, and out comes like this flying bald eagle. It was just like it looked cool. Aesthetically, it looked cool. So I was just like, okay, all right. But I mean, outside of that, there wasn't really much there. The whole thing
Okay.
was just kind of like,
Okay. What did you think about the halftime show? Because I'm assuming you watched it.
okay, all right. So you didn't watch it, right?
I didn't watch it.
You were playing. What were you playing?
It's playing Undisputed, the boxing game.
Is that a good game?
It's good when you're playing with other when there's other people in the room and you guys are going back and forth with each other, I guess.
Okay.
I haven't played it that much.
Okay, because that was like the big comeback game for boxing games, because boxing games took a hiatus for like years. So that was like the big comeback game for boxing games. Okay, so let me tell you about the halftime show. Let's talk about the halftime show. I watched both kind of. Okay. Now, the Super Bowl halftime show with Bad Bunny, I actually watched it with no audio. I did not get a chance to listen to it. I kind of wanted to go back and listen to it. I've only seen highlights when it comes to the audio part. Now, watching it, I watched the entire thing. Yes, I watched the entire thing, but no audio, right? And I also wanted to tune into the Turning Point halftime show that Kid Rock was doing, just to get an idea. Like, okay, there's two halftime shows, right? Obviously, one is the halftime show, and then you got these guys over here trying to do this other halftime show. That one I did get a chance to listen to. I will say this. I don't know any Bad Bunny songs. Okay. I don't know his music. I don't know anything like that. Right. It looked cool. It looked cool. It looked like he turned the field. I've never been to Puerto Rico. That is a place I do want to go visit. It's on my bucket list. Shouts to all the Boricuas. It looked like he turned it into like a little miniature Puerto Rico. At least that's how I imagine it. I've never been to Puerto Rico. He was doing a lot. He did a lot. The production looked cool. It looked cool. The reason why I don't want to go back and listen, Eric, is because the little highlights that I've seen and heard, the music sounds horrible. The music just sounds gosh awful. And I'm just kind of like, you know what, man? I think if I actually listen to it, it's gonna ruin it for me. So just watching it, I thought it looked cool. It looked cool. I don't know all the Latin artists. I did see that they had Ricky Martin there. Ricky Martin, Eric, what it was like the Latino LL Cool J from the 90s, man. The ladies loved him. That guy still looks like $1,000,000. That guy's got to be like somewhere in his mid 50s, maybe even older. I'm like, good gosh, man. This guy still looks like a model, right? So just him doing a lot, on a stage, him climbing up the light pole, having the like paleteros out there. One thing that was cool, and I'm a big boxing fan. Shout outs to Xander Zayas, who actually is a world champion at 154 pounds, and Emiliano Vargas. Both of those guys were in there just kind of, like getting ready to fight each other, and Bad Bunny goes under them, and that was pretty cool right there. So it looked cool. It looked cool. And I thought to myself, like, okay, I gotta go back and listen to it. Man, but I've seen like a little bit of highlights with audio, man. And I just don't want to do it now, man, because the music just sounds gosh awful, man. It sounds terrible. The music just sounds gosh awful. I'm telling you, man. Not to mention, it showed like two guys grinding on each other. I don't know about all that, man. But outside
I
of
said
that,
I didn't watch it. I did see some shorts on the performance.
Yeah, and when I hear the audio on that, I'm like, ugh, man, that's just not that music. Just sounds terrible to me. But like I said, the production and all that stuff, it looked cool. It looked cool. Now, I'm gonna make a comparison in just a second because I want to get to the turning point, right? That turning point, I did watch it with audio and all that. For those that tripping out, I actually am a fan of country music. I like Brantley Gilbert. I do like some Kid Rock, right? And they had like two more artists on there. Okay, here's what I will say about that, right? Like I was looking forward to it because I am a fan. You know what, Eric? There was nothing special. If they're saying like, hey, this is the alternative to a Super Bowl halftime show, you know what, man? I like the music. I'm a fan of the songs, but there was nothing else, man. It's just like, hey, just get on stage, put a mic in front of you, play the guitar, and sing your song. It's like there's no bells, there's no lights, there's no whistles. I get it. You probably don't have as much money as the NFL is kicking out to the real halftime show. I understand you can't put on a major production like that, but there was little to nothing going on, man. It's just like, hey, I'm just gonna stand in front of a mic. I'm gonna sing some songs. I love the songs. I enjoy the songs. That Kid Rock song that he remade at the very end, Until You Can't, I've been bumping that song ever since. Gosh, that sucker hits you right here. But the production, it was just like, hey, it's a stage. We put a mic there and let's just go up there and let's just sing. And it just, it just didn't really match up. There was little to no production. Like I said, I'm being fair. Like I know you don't have that budget like to do an actual full NFL halftime show, but it was just, I thought it was a little bit weak. Great music, great songs. I'm a huge fan, but the production, it was kind of weak. Now, going back to the whole halftime Bad Bunny thing, right? Is it my type of music? No. Capital N, capital O, and put many O's after that. No, it is not my cup of tea. Okay, Rihanna. I don't know any Rihanna songs.
You're definitely not a Rihanna fan. I know that.
I'm not a Rihanna fan. I don't know her music. I can't name one of her songs. I never bumped any of her songs. The most I ever heard of Rihanna is when she was on the news when Chris Brown attacked her. That was the most I ever heard of her. However, her halftime show at the Toaster in Arizona a few years back is one of the best I've seen. I didn't say the best. I said it's one of the best I've ever seen. I don't really need to be a fan. I don't need to be a fan of the music. It's a show. Put on a show. And I thought Bad Bunny, at least just visually, the show was there. but the music is so damn bad, at least for me personally. I'm like, you know what? I'll leave it there. I don't need to listen to it because it's gonna ruin it for me, man. Because I thought he did visually was a pretty decent job.
Okay. I actually rewatched the halftime show that happened here at SoFi. I watched that one, rewatched that yesterday.
Okay. And you know what? Like Kendrick Lamar, his halftime show. I'll be real, man. His halftime show was horrible. You know, I didn't like it. Do I like some of his songs? I mean, some of the songs that I hear you bump, I'm like, okay, that's some pretty good music right there. I could get down with the little Kendrick, but his halftime show was not good, man. There was not a lot there. You know what I mean? So I was just kind of like, man, no. It's gotta be A all the way through Z. It's gotta be music. It's gotta be, entertainment. It's a whole show all together. Rihanna, I don't like her music. I don't bump her music, but she put on a great performance, man. And that was, I forgot, like 5 years ago or something, maybe even longer. But it was good, But outside of that, yeah, no, man. And that's why I criticized Turning Point, because I'm a fan of that music. I liked all the songs they were playing, but it's just not enough for it to be like a halftime show, man.
Okay, well, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't watch the whole halftime thing, so I'm not gonna make it seem like I did. I'm not gonna say that it was good, bad, horrible. It's very mixed reviews I'm seeing. Some people are saying it was the best halftime show ever. A lot of people are saying that it was the worst halftime show ever. I don't see a lot of in the middle, which I find a little bit odd, but I'm not gonna be one of those guys who gives out an opinion where I genuinely don't know because I didn't watch the whole thing. You know what I mean?
I look, one thing that just tripped me out, man. Look, I'm not a Ricky Martin fan. I'm not, man. But just seeing him out there, I thought it was pretty cool. Just seeing him out there. He had that song, man, where it was huge for like soccer fans. Go, go, go. El mundo está de pie. It was catchy. It was catchy. I don't think he sang it there. I don't think he sang it there because it's a soccer song. So, but it was just their way of trying to branch out to Latin America. They're trying to
and I can't blame them for that.
Yeah, they're trying to. I didn't know this, Eric. I didn't know this, but the second country that watches football more than the United States is Mexico. Brazil also gives the NFL some good ratings. Argentina gives the NFL some pretty decent ratings.
I would have never guessed Argentina.
I wouldn't guess that either. But to be fair, I didn't name them in order like that. Mexico is number 2 for sure. Brazil, I don't know where they land, but they land, I believe, somewhere in the top 5. And then you got like Ireland, you got UK, somewhere in the top 10. You got Argentina.
I'm very surprised. The only reason why I'm that surprised is because the whole world knows how big Argentina is with soccer. So I'm surprised that it's in the top 10. Maybe they're just a sports country. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's depending on what sports, and the NFL is really trying to put their footprint there. So, I mean, that's what they're trying to do. I outside of that, man, I don't know, man. People have all their opinions. Like, it was good, it was great, it sucked, it's terrible, this, that. I'm just looking at the performance, so I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to go back and rewatch it, man, because it's going to ruin it for me. Because his music is gosh awful, man. Just his music is terrible, man. His music is terrible, But it was cool. It was cool watching what was going on outside of the two guys grinding on each other. But yes. Eric, which leads me to this, man. And look, we're not even talking football anymore because the game sucked, man. But let me go ahead and just to make it a little fun, Eric, all right? Just because we got a few minutes left. Eric, if you were a rapper / singer, whatever you want to choose, okay? You could be a rapper, you could be a singer, and you had a choice to perform at the Super Bowl, Okay. What venue would you want to perform at, and for what two teams playing?
The two teams playing.
Mm,
Okay, you see, you think I'd choose the Steelers, right?
mm.
I think I try to be way too invested in the actual game rather than my performance.
Smart choice.
So
Okay.
for that, I'm leaving the Steelers completely out of the picture
Wow. Okay. Okay.
because then I wouldn't be invested in my grand performance, right? Which is what I need
Makes
to
sense.
take seriously.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether it's a singer or rapper, honestly, I'm down to be a singer. All right.
Okay. Okay.
I feel like I could gain more of an audience. Singers, I feel like gain more audience. I don't know what it is. It also depends on the genre and stuff like that.
Okay.
The venue, it's got to be either, I'll say three,
Mm,
either SoFi,
mm.
Allegiant, or the Caesar Superdome. I'd say
No.
SoFi because that's probably arguably the best. Or I'll go AT&T Stadium too. Those are the four.
Dallas. Okay.
You know what? Yeah, leave Allegiant out of there. Let's go those three. Those would be my ideal ones
Okay.
because I've always wanted to go to New Orleans, and I think SoFi is probably the best stadium I've been to, and I also
Mhm.
want to go to Jerry's World as well.
Okay.
So those would be my picks as far as venues. I don't think teams really matter.
All
Can
right.
it be in a historic one, like a one that's going to gain a lot of views nationally? I don't know, man. Maybe like a Cowboys Patriots or something. I don't know.
But
One that I feel like is going to get a lot of views for it.
well, I mean, sure. I mean, there's going to be, a major difference if it's, the Jaguars versus the Cardinals,
Yeah.
right? Like that. That's not really going to give you a grand. It's going to give you a grand stage because it's a Super Bowl, but those two teams really don't bring that in. As opposed if it were, the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I was going to bring up the Packers.
The Packers in there with AFC team, against the Raiders or something.
That's a pick.
So I mean, yeah, I think teams matter, man.
I think Packers and Raiders is probably the better pick.
Okay. Then the Jags and the Cardinals.
Well, definitely compared to the Jags and the Cardinals, yeah. But I was talking about my first pick. I think I picked up the Cowboys and Patriots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go Raiders and Packers. Because
Okay.
Packers have a really good fan base. We know the Raiders definitely have a really good fan base in the Southwest and in Mexico for sure.
Right.
I'm not sure for Green Bay, but they're definitely one of the bigger fan bases in America, at least.
Yes. And do you have an idea of like what you would do, your production?
It depends on who I want to bring on.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it a lot. It just depends on a lot of circumstances, man. Honestly,
Okay. Look, for me, now I never thought about what you said, but it makes 100% sense because I was thinking, of course, put my Steelers in there. But you're right. If I'm focused on the biggest concert, in the country, man, which is a halftime show, and you got only a limited of time. It's not like it's like, hey guys, we got a whole hour or two out there, so take your time. It's like, no, everything is snap of fingers, rush. Yeah, maybe I don't know if I want my Steelers in there, So now I'm just kind of like, okay, maybe, but it would have to be two popular teams like Cowboys versus Raiders, something like that. I honestly, look, first of all, I don't want an outdoor venue. That's for one. I want indoor venue because I want it on this side of the country.
got it.
So we're not going to Santa Clara. All right. It would it would be one or two places. It would be SoFi or Allegiant.
You really limited your stadiums to do it at.
Yes, yes. It's either SoFi or Allegiant. I mean, I could Arizona as well, but no. Allegiant because it's Vegas, man. Like, yeah, it's a great stadium as well. I'm with you. SoFi is better. And my my theme would be like super West Coast, which is why it needs to be somewhere around there. Super West Coast / Wild West. Think
Okay.
think think of like Young Guns. Think you know what? Think of the Ice Cube music video "I Rep the West," where he rolls up to the little small dirt town in a lowrider. Like I would think like that, man. Like have a couple of cowboys out there, but at the same time, have a couple of lowriders out there. Oh man, it'd be great. It'd be great. It would be great. Yes. I don't think I could do that in New Orleans. You know what I mean? I think I would probably
I
have to
think you
change.
could do that in Texas.
You could probably do it in
It
Texas.
could work in Texas.
Yeah, it might work in Texas. It might work in Texas. But with that, Eric, hey man, look, I think we spent more time talking things outside of the game than we did about the game. I'm glad the season's over. We had some. I say that just because of the way it ended, right? And not just the Super Bowl, but for the Steelers as well. But if I want to be fair, we had some incredible games this season.
Yeah.
Postseason as well, man. We had some incredible games, man. Too many to name, but even some Thursday nighters were some bangers, man.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? But I had some fun. I had some fun this season watching football. Some games were really great. As a Steeler fan, it was kind of tough, as usually it is. But outside of that, I had a lot of fun watching some of these games and just like, damn, man, this is great, And to end it the way it did, it was just like, man, kind of took the air out of the tires. So, anything you got to say, Eric?
This season really showed why I'm a fan of the sport. It was great. Sure, the Super Bowl was disappointing, but I don't really know who was really expecting it to be a super spectacular game because expectations were kind of low, although my excitement was pretty high. Great games, great season. Of course, as a Steeler fan, it was kind of vanilla because we're getting the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. But as a football fan, as a whole, I had a lot of fun this year, man. I really did.
Yeah, good games, man. Lot of good games, a lot of competitive games that went down to the wire. Yeah, good stuff. And I think it showed that there was a good handful of elite teams that have a chance to go all the way. There's some seasons where it's like 3 teams and the whole thing where it's like, okay, there's some good teams, but there's only really 3 great teams, right? Where this season I was like, I don't know, man. There are some pretty great teams, that can make it. So fun. It was fun, man. But all right, Eric. Well, what are you going to do with your time now, man? I'm gonna dust off my bike and I'm gonna go cycling on Sundays, man. I'm looking forward to that. I got some movies to watch. Daytona 500 is right around the corner. Baseball season, all waiting, and just wait till to the next season, man. What's on the agenda for Eric?
We'll see. I'm just kind of roll with things. I know the UFL is going to be going on. Maybe I'll try to get into it. Maybe I'll go live here and there. It'd probably have to start maybe not week 1, maybe week 2, week 3, just so I kind of get a feel of things, because I have no idea how that league is, the best teams, anything like that. Maybe I'll try to get into that. Definitely baseball. I got some things going on, man. With my schedule, some school stuff. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm just gonna kind of go with the flow.
All right. Well, you know what, Eric? You know how we're just fantasizing halftime show. Maybe if we start practicing, you and I, we could be in the halftime championship show for the UFL, man.
You got your piano there. I got to work on the vocals. Before we finish this, because I know we're getting close to it.
Yeah, let's do it.
This isn't what you want to talk about. This isn't what you want to hear, but it is what we're here for. That is, who is the Pick Six champ after the 2025-2026 season? So after the regular season, I had about 8 to 9 game lead over you. Okay, heading into the postseason, I only got 3 games wrong the entire playoffs. 2 of those were in Championship Sunday. The only other game I got wrong was a Steeler game. So I don't know if you want to put in a little asterisk on that too. So mathematically, that means that there's no way we have a new champion this year. If I'm not much of a numbers guy, but if I'm getting my numbers right, that mathematically eliminates you, Cholo Trucker.
Wow.
Which means one thing. I'm still the champ.
The champ, well defended, back to back.
For the first time ever.
For the first time in Pick Six history, we have a back to back. And you know what the saying is. The saying is the only reason, this is when the Lakers were like on a tear, right? They said the only reason you win back-to-back championships is so you can three-peat. You don't win back-to-back just to go back-to-back. There's only one reason to win back-to-back, and that is to three-peat. So I'll see you there, man, to make sure it doesn't happen.
Both the Dodgers and I have a lot of pressure on us. But you know what, Cholo Trucker? You know what? I'm a giving champion. There's nice. Something that I want to give you. I kind of wish we did this in person, but we're doing this like this. Look, man, you may not have won anything, but here's what you did do. You tried.
Oh, that is such an inside joke, man. Oh, I don't know if that's a sign that I should go to WrestleMania or not, but that was good. The champ is generous, very generous. All right, Eric. So just before we wrap it up, you gonna be doing anything on this channel, man, before next season?
Like I said, I'll try to keep up with the UFL. Maybe. I'm not going to make any guarantees or anything like that. I'll try to keep up with the Steelers, of course. If any of the teams or any just huge breaking news of some crazy trades, anything like that comes up, I will definitely talk about it. Or just the teams we cover. Definitely be talking about the Steelers here and there. I don't want to talk about it every single week because not every week is going to be something new. So we'll see. I mean, again, I'll just kind of go with the flow, but I do expect to drop stuff in this offseason for sure.
All
Hopefully
right.
more than past off seasons.
Okay. All right, man. Well, a good season, fun season, not for the Steelers personally, but just in the NFL. Good, fun season, really good games, man. I highly enjoyed it. And I will be back here next season to make sure there is no three-peat. I'm going to do more than just try. I'm going to do
Okay.
more than just try.
All right.
All right, Eric, man. I'll catch you next season, man. And as always, go Steelers.
Go Steelers.
That was a good one, man. That was a good one. I like that one. Hey, you try.